Alright, so here we go again. This time, instead of looking at less than, we're going to be looking at greater than. So this is the next page. So this is page 4 of the notes. And like I said, we're looking at greater than. And then we just have a slight twist. It's the same process. Everything goes exactly the same. Her video, she does a fantastic job of explaining. So let's go ahead and watch a couple pieces of the video here. Great explanation, going through here, everything's great. Hopefully you're having no troubles following her with the z-score. Okay, so great picture. Okay, this is exactly what you should do when you're working your problems and on these homework problems, is that you need to draw the picture to form an understanding of what you're doing in relationship with the graph itself. I think it's key to relate the idea of this x value in relationship to the z value in relationship to what's going on in the curve. Now, she continues on. And explains that basically, really what we did last time was we found the area to the left, but this guy is asking for the area to the right. Well, this problem works exactly the same at this point. So at this point, we pull out our standard normal distribution curve, and what was that z-score again? It was negative 1.37. So we pull out this normal distribution curve, and we're looking at negative 1.37. So let me shrink it down a little bit, be a little bit harder to see, but I can kind of see everything at one time. Alright, so here we are. Let me get my tools set up for us. Get my line tool ready. So negative 1.37, so negative 1.3. So we kind of like lay a piece of paper underneath or something to draw off that line right there. And then we pull down the 7 part. So remember, our z-score that we're working with for this problem is z is equal to negative 1.37. Sorry about that. I should just write over here because I get a little bit of lag on the board. So z equals negative 1.37. We already have our picture. We already understand what's going on. So we find out in that particular case that our probability of z being less than negative 1.37 is equal to 0.08534. Alright, we move that decimal over 2 places to change it into a percent, so boom, boom. So that means as a percent, we're looking at 8.534. Alright, now big picture here. Remember, what we're saying is we're saying that we are at this z value right here. So z equals negative 1.37. This percentage is 8.534. This entire image from this side to this side is 100%. So if we want to find the area to the left, we take 100% minus my 8.534 and we find out our percentage. So in this particular case, we got 100, take away 8.534, and we're looking at 91.46%. 91.466%. And so when we come back into her problem, so we take a look here and we close that piece out and say no, and come back here, where is she at? There she is. And we come back in and we see that she says, okay, so we do that, we find that's negative there, we go through this process, and then you can see that she's not moving the decimal place over all the way, which is fine. You can see I'm moving my decimal to make that 91.47, and that's just because she's subtracting that. Alright, so hopefully that's helping you. So now this is the area to the right. Remember that the trick on an area to the right is that once you find your percentage, you got 2 things to think about here. Once you find that percentage, you got 2 things to think about. So take 100 minus the percent that you got to find your answer to the right, to find your area to the right. Or in her particular case, she's not changing it to a percent, she's just leaving the decimal as the 0.91, and so in that case there, just go ahead and subtract that. Instead of from 100, we would just do 1 minus whatever decimal value that it was. All right, hopefully that helps a little bit. Keep moving through these. We got a couple more to go.